Так, ну что ж, дамы и господа. Теперь настало время проверить мои девайсы. Разрабы свои проверили. Звук нормальный, все нормально. Всем привет. Напоминаю, сегодня у нас тема стрима это ПТС. Я надеюсь, подробненько нам это расскажут. И надеюсь, завтра уже запилят ПТС. Че, ждем полторы минутки. Посмотрим, какую они лапшичку нам на сегодня приготовили. Я пока за водичкой сходил. И снова здравствуйте. Главное, чтобы не запороли в очередной раз игру. Да, по-моему, там уже не страшно. Ну, раз Ники будет на стриме, значит про лут наконец-то расскажут. Ибо он за это все-таки ответственен. Ну а Янек у нас по части планирования. Значит, расскажет даты.
Hello everyone, welcome to State of the Game 160. My name's Hamish and today we're obviously still working from home. We're going to be doing this for a while, I would imagine. But I do have Yannick and Nikki on the line and I hope everything is going smoothly today. Yannick, Nikki.
Yes.
Oh, we can hear you.
Янек опять без
Oh,
звука.
I think you blinked. I think he did it.
Oh, I missed it.
It was my first blink, and as I said, I'll save one for the end.
All right.
I decided to just blink twice in this state of the game.
Fantastic. Right. Apparently I need to close Teams because people are still...
Ну да, на фиол, по идее, больше не будет падать.
Well, almost spoils. Sorry about that. Yes, so today we are talking about everything that's going on in the division. Obviously, we talked about previously...
Ага, ПТС начинается в пятницу, 22 мая, вам внизу написано.
Just come out. There was a maintenance performed yesterday. There were no player-facing changes, so everything was server-side there. It's just so we can make the servers run smoothly. Apparently, there have been Delta issues in the raids. Yannick, can you tell us anything about that?
Yeah, it's still something we are looking at. It's a high priority for us because we want to make sure that you can play the raid without getting any disconnections. But at the moment, it's been a bit challenging to actually find the root of that issue. So that's something that's still under investigation. We are not giving up hope. We will manage to handle it.
Okay, and the Foxtrot errors that were apparently improved with 9.1.
Bullet.
I've seen reports that people are getting less of those. Are you still getting any of reports of those, Yannick, coming through?
I mean, not so much lately. So that's something, if you're still experiencing it, please do let us know. Please reach out on every platform you can, because so far we've seen a decrease. We've made some changes with 9.1 to that should have improved. So just let us know.
Про какие-то вылеты говорят.
Okay. All right. And how involved are you with the hit registration issues as well? Are you taking...
Ну, я в девишку давно не заходил. Я не знаю, как там.
Those have been really helpful, but we're still looking for more information on that, right?
Yeah, I think the main issue or the main thing that we need for hit registration is that videos are helpful, but ideally what we want to do is be able to look at the actual game logs
Про какие-то
of when those
регистрации
issues
попаданий
happen.
тоже.
So if you
Ну,
send
про
us a
регистрации,
video,
да, это я
ideally what
знаю.
would be great is if you can tell us when that happened. If you remember the time, like the date and the time, even if it's roughly, but the more precise the better. If you can remember the time and give us that information, that allows us to then go check the exact log at that moment on your account and see if we can identify something off there. Because otherwise, we need to look at the log for the whole day, and then it's very hard to pinpoint when did that actually happen.
Yep, perfect. All right. The other thing I wanted to get to before we get into talking about the content that's coming up in TU10 is people will have seen online, maybe.
Короче, Янек вещал про регистрацию попаданий, о том, как вы можете отослать им репорт и так далее, ничего интересного.
It seems pretty broad. It probably applies to different games in different ways. Yannick, have you been across that conversation at all?
So I mean, we've started the conversation now. Surprise, but it's yeah, as you said, it's a Ubisoft wide thing. So those terms of use are supposed to try to cover cases for all the games, which is tough when you're going from Just Dance to The Division and including all the things in between. So what's important is that definitely there are some lines and some entries there that are just not compatible with our game, and I've seen a lot of people reacting to something about boosting of our characters or playing with lower level players and helping them progress. This is not a breach of our code of conduct on the Division. We encourage people playing with lower levels. We have a whole feature that is the Shepherd feature that is for that. So we are not going to take any actions against players who do that. That's really not our philosophy. And same goes when it comes to
Какие-то бусты
cheaters.
рассказывают, что бустят лоу-левельных
cheaters.
игроков.
If
Причем
you
тут это
matchmake and
вообще
you end up playing
непонятно.
with a cheater, we are not going to come after you. We're coming after the cheaters. We're coming after the people that are on purpose breaking the game. But if you accidentally benefit from it because you matchmade with someone without knowing that they were cheating or exploiting, you're safe. We're not going to come after you. So these are rules that I can understand are worrying, and I think we, as a dev team, we need to then talk with with the people that put that together to see how do we handle the fact that there are rules there that are actually in contradiction with what our game does.
Да, видимо, я что-то пропустил по новостям. Потому что, говорит, какую-то бучу там подняли. Насчет этих буст лоу-левельных персонажей и так далее.
So I would say the best is to refer to the code of conduct. We haven't updated it because so far we're not changing our rules. So start by reading that. And then if anything comes in conflict between the terms of service and
Также предупредили о том, что если вы вдруг не случайно попали в группу с читером или с богоюзером или что-нибудь такое, типа бан вам не грозит, не беспокойтесь.
Yeah, one of the conversations that I have seen pop up about this is how it pertains to content creators, and I know some people are asking about that in chat. I want more information on this myself, and I think we need to clarify exactly what it would mean for content creators as well. Like you mentioned before, it's very different for a game like Just Dance when it comes to licensing of music and that sort of thing.
Yes.
For us, I wouldn't imagine there will be any changes for Division content creators, but I don't want anyone to feel misled.
Yeah.
So we need to kind of get that information.
Yeah, and that's not going to be covered in the code of conduct, obviously, because the code of conduct, and we focus mostly on what happens in the game. Everything that happens outside of the game is kind of like not necessarily the area that where we take disciplinary actions or where we are involved, and it's a bit more of a corporate thing. So I can't really tell you or comment on any of the.
Про права на музыку что-то начали. Дать контракт не закончился или что?
But at least for everything that happens in the game, the code of conduct still takes priority, and this is what you should do.
Ну это типа насчет недавнего,
As soon as we get
как его,
any more
насчет Юла и Ubisoft, которая недавно обновилась.
the Division and Division players and content creators more specifically, we'll let you know. But I want to get into TU10 stuff.
Да, давайте уже к ПТСу, хватит уже воду мутить.
Fresh news from half an hour ago. The PTS is starting on Friday. Am I correct, Yannick?
Yes, that is correct.
Cool. So
yes,
a couple of days until the PTS starts. I love the PTS. I know it's I think you like it too, Yannick. I can't tell from your reaction and your facial expression, but
Just see my smile.
you look like you hate the PTS, man.
Look
What?
like I hate everything in that picture.
What?
Uh,
No, from memory, I mean, we used to
Yeah.
work more closely together, but it was always I have fond memories of us enjoying
Yes.
PTS times.
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
and it's just it's something we believe in, and I know that we haven't done it for some of our latest updates, and we've been criticized for it, rightfully, to be honest. I think it showed in the results of our updates that we were not necessarily where we would have wanted to be, and I think a PTS would have helped. So it's just it's just a lesson. It's just a lesson for us
Да.
that we
Решили
should
зачесать о пользе
underestimate the
ПТС.
value of that, and it's very important for us to bring it back. No, I just really hope, now that we make it available on Friday, I really hope that we're going to get a lot of people logging in and giving us as much feedback as possible. I think that's the most important message with the PTS is that it's cool to go there just to try things out and see if you like it or whatever. But the real value for us is then when you come back to us and give us feedback on what you're playing, because we need to hear from you and know what
Напоминает о том, что игрокам с ПТС желательно бы фидбэк отправлять разработчикам.
useful as possible is to really generate the biggest amount of feedback that you can.
Cool. Just so people know the details on that, the preload will be available tomorrow, Thursday.
Завтра стартует препатч, то есть прилот, как это, предзагрузка ПТС.
5 hours from now, or 24
С завтрашнего
hours
дня можно начать качать, кому
from
интересно.
now, that will be available for people. If you own the game on PC, you'll be able to get it through Uplay, and the servers will open at 2 o'clock Friday afternoon, CEST as well. So 45 hours from now.
That's PC only, yes.
Yeah, we've talked about that a lot.
In chat, yeah.
So I have some talking points in front of me here, Yannick, but I want to see how many of them you get right. And also Nikki, actually. No, let's throw it to Nikki, because you've been working on TU10, right?
I have, yeah.
Do you
And
feel
it's,
comfortable talking about it in a general sense, or do you just want to get into your specifics? Because we could have Yannick do the general TU10 focus, if that makes more sense.
I'm happy to let Yannick do the general stuff, because I have a pretty long list of more detailed stuff, so we can get to that later.
Okay. I mean, I'm here to go through all of that. I love long.
ПТС стартует в пятницу, завтра предзагрузка.
From a top level, what's the focus of TU10?
Well, what we want to do with TU10 is we want to continue with what we've set off to do already with some of our latest updates, which is kind of addressing a lot of the changes we've done with TU8. With TU8, we've created a whole new end game, and we made a lot of changes to the gear game, to the difficulty, to the player power, and all those changes. We're pretty happy with how they've kind of like shuffled everything around, but therefore. We've had a lot of feedback and a lot of realization on our side as well playing the game that there's a lot of things that are not as fun anymore as they used to be, or a lot of things that don't necessarily work the way we would want them to. So we've started, we set off already with TU9 and TU9.1 to try to address that, and TU10 is really yet another pass on that, but a larger pass, which is
Ай, как же они любят сказки рассказывать.
Two main things for us, which are on one hand, it's I would say the quality in general. So we have a big bug fixing pass that's coming with TU10. So we're going to be fixing a lot of bugs. The team has been really hard at work here to try to fix as many things as possible, gather as much knowledge as possible, as many reports as possible from the community.
Зачем они запускают ПТС? Потому что они обосрались слишком сильно.
And then it's the balancing, and with the spirit of, we've used the term a lot internally of generosity, and it's really just the spirit of try to bring back the generosity and the fun in the game and make sure.
Короче, резюмирую, о чем он там сейчас трындит. Спросили, какой типа план по ПТС. Говорит, типа... В общем, просто багфикс и увеличение как-то качества жизни игроков.
So these are really the main aspects, and that of course affects everything. It affects the balancing, it affects the gear, it affects the weapons, the gear sets.
Мне интересно, будут ли доступны ну, сезонные шмотки на ПТС? Я думаю, да. Можно будет пощупать, что там они планируют вести. Если нет, это, конечно, фейл будет. Какие-то изменения про PvP, но это тоже понятно, это было известно.
So it's a general fun pass, if I can say, on everything around the game. So it's pretty meaty. There's a lot of changes, a lot of balancing, and especially for all the number-loving players and the theory crafters, you're going to see a lot of tweaks here and there, a lot of number changing, and small, very detailed balancing. So I think it's
очень много чего перебалансирует.
It should take all the changes we've done in the previous updates and connect everything in a way that makes sense and creates the experience that we've intended from the get-go with the game. That's really where we want to land.
Nice. Well, it all sounds great, but I want some specifics. Nikki, can we drill down into some?
If I can just before, I just want to comment on something I see in chat.
Okay.
From Xander Bose saying, yeah, but challenge is fun, and yeah, this when I say the game needs to be fun, I just want to be clear. I'm not saying it needs to be easier. Really not, and that's really not our intention to make everything easier and remove the difficulty. We're pretty happy with the fact that there is some difficulty in the game. What we want to remove is the frustration. Is the frustration of things feeling unfair, feeling like even if you have the right gear, even if you know what's going on.
Да, говорят, хотите же поболь убрать.
Because there's an explosion that happens that you couldn't do anything about. Or
ну да, конечно.
Because a bug happened, or all this kind of thing. So it's all this unfairness.
Когда ты, блин, одетый во все чуть ли не максимальное, с хорошим билдом, с 1000 часами выходишь на моба и не можешь его убить, это, конечно, смешно. Илья, я тебе больше скажу. Сейчас билдостроение намного больше развито, чем то, что было до этого. Просто актуальных билдов всего пару штук. Так, ну сейчас про лут будет вещать.
So that, of course, makes it more dangerous that not everything gels together. So doing a PTS just makes a lot of sense at this point. So yeah, I have like a condensed list of all of the things that I have added to the patch notes for phase 1 of the PTS. And we're still working on other things. So of course, after phase 1, we will address feedback from that phase. But there's also just stuff still in the works that will not be in phase 1, will be there in PTS 2, phase 2. So what I have here is
то бишь в первой фазе будут не все изменения. Но это опять же понятно.
I think it would be good to start off with exotics.
Oh yeah.
Because I prepared a little slide.
Изменения экзотики. Ну давай.
Here we go.
Заценим.
Yeah. So this is not going to be about their functionality and stuff. That's not really my area. It's about where do you get them, how do you get them.
Способы получения экзотиков, а не балансировка. Сейчас нам расскажут.
So I just want to take the opportunity to clarify some things about how you get them, because I get a lot of questions on Twitter, like, do I need to have acquired it from here before I can get it there? And, does it matter if it's on my stash? And that kind of stuff. So we are making some changes on our end to make things simple, but I think it's already a lot simpler than what some people make it out to be currently. So it's a special episode of Mythbusters regarding exotics availability. So, so every exotic has its own specific source, right? Like Chameleon comes from bounties, Diamondback is available in Kenley College, and so on. There's specific ones per faction. And then we have some more general sources where they are kind of all in the same loot pool. And currently, the exotics that launched with Warlords is they don't have the general sources. They only have their unique sources currently, and we're going to change that. So that's the first thing that you'll see on PTS.
Поменяют способ получения нью-йоркских экзотиков.
General sources listed here.
Теперь они будут попадать в общий лут.
They'll be in the
Теперь не обязательно будет их выбивать в конкретных местах. Пока интересного не было, вот начало.
So all of the warlords ones will now also be in those sources. But there are some exceptions, and that's where for some people it got a bit confusing, and I hope adding the warlords exotics to the general sources is going to help make it a little clearer, because it's kind of more similar for all the exotics now. But as you can see in the notes section, raid exotics and the big horn will not be available from the general sources. It's already the case for the raid exotic that we have now, Eagle Bearer, and we decided to not include big horn because it's also kind of locked behind the kind of
рейдовая экзотика, то бишь этот орел, то, что будет падать в новом рейде, будет все так же падать только в рейде, как и Big Horn. Тоже будут падать только в легендарках. Все остальные будут добавлены в основной лут.
And the point here with the white arrows, that's the biggest exception here, is the exotics that we created these crafting quests for. We really want you to do those crafting quests instead of like stumbling upon an exotic through one of the general sources.
Крафтовую экзотику тоже решили оставить крафтовой. Прежде чем она начнет выпадать просто в луте, сначала ее нужно будет завершить квест на крафт. Как и было, в общем, до этого. Во втором сезоне будет 2 новых экзотики. На ПТС они будут. Отлично. Следующие 2 экзотика будут получаться, новые, которые добавят, только сезонными наградами будут получаться. Ага, и потом, когда вы их получите через сезонные награды, они попадут в общий пул экзотиков. Можно будет там их выбить повторно.
That makes sense. I'm actually, I didn't know that the season 2 stuff was coming on the PTS, so that's cool. I like that.
It's the season 2 stuff will be available. Even raid 2 stuff will be available, because we really want you to go and try the new gear sets and the new exotics.
Рейдовая экзотика тоже будет на ПТС, то есть экипировка. Отлично, потестим.
Will be cool and functional.
Okay, all right. So the second raid loot pool will be available everywhere? Or?
It's no, we have prepared a special vendor like we usually do with the PTS. So if you go to the vendors in the White House, they will hook you up with some balancing caches, which will give you all of the exotics in the game. Both weapons and gear. They will give you all of the gear sets. You can purchase the new brand that we have in season 2. You can purchase the new named items that we have. So basically everything you would get from TU10 on, you can already just pull off the vendor and try out.
Cool. All right. No, that's good. I'm sure we're going to see some cool builds. The thing I wanted to get to, I know we're getting into content and that sort of thing for TU10. But Yannick, I think it's worth reminding that we need really good feedback on the PTS. How can people give that feedback?
Кто тебя заставляет покупать второй сезон, мне интересно. Такие смешные. Короче, вся экипировка, которая будет доступна со вторым сезоном, сказали, будет на ПТС. Так что отличная новость. Для меня, по крайней мере.
but the best way to give feedback from the PTS is the forums. We have PTS forums.
Так, что у нас там по времени? Ну, я думаю, это все, ничего уже нормального, интересного не расскажут. Есть у меня такие подозрения.
If you can also concentrate the conversations. So if you want to give feedback on a specific point, the best is to usually do a search to see if there's a thread that already exists. Makes it a bit easier for us to get a general visibility on what the community as a whole thinks about things. But yeah, PTS forums.
Cool. Now, Nikki, you said you may have some notes to go through. Is that?
I mean, I'm just ticking off things with my patch notes now, and we've talked about exotics, but I've got some like a segue to.
Great. Ooh. Hey, we lost Nikki. He's dead.
No,
He's gone. He's coming back. Don't worry about it.
Ники, интернет отвалился.
My back?
Your audio is back. Your camera will kick in soon, I think. Anyway, the audio is fine.
I can turn the camera
here
back on.
it's coming. All right, we got you. Because I do have in my list here, and I quote, almost all weapons buffed, and there will be a full list available on the patch notes on the PTS.
Почти все пушки бафнули, интересно.
Patch notes that you may have, all of it's going to be a spoiler to me because I haven't read anything.
Ну, скорее всего, да, чтобы уравнять с М1.
Well, I actually don't have those notes because that's not the part that I have worked on.
Okay. Well, it's good news anyway.
But it's also a lot. Like, you know, if you go through the patch notes, you will see that, you know, all of the weapons have been got a pass, and some of them have, you know, some gear sets have been updated, exotics, and so on. So
некоторые комплектную экипировку бафнули. Посмотрим.
You know, just go through the.
Я так понимаю, почему-то уже выложили.
A lot of like a percentage here, percentage there. I do know one particular thing is that Bruce has done a quite big pass on weapon handling, the stat weapon handling, which of course has a major impact on all of the shooting gameplay.
Эргономику переделать? Чего?
Try out your favorite guns and your not so favorite guns to just see how everything feels now.
Yeah, and yes, there is definitely a pretty significant pass on weapons and weapon damage. And here, I think that's it's gonna make some people happy, hopefully. But it's we've really tried to go with the approach of in order to address things like time to kill and, you know, bullet sponginess and all of that. Instead of just looking at the NPCs, we've also decided to look at the player power and try to boost the players as well. And that translates in, amongst other things, a general increase of weapon power. So you'll see when you look at the patch notes that the vast majority of weapons have actually been buffed. If you look at assault rifles,
снова нам повторили, что почти все пушки бафнули. Особенно ППшки. Ну, это понятно, вообще мертвое оружие сейчас.
Bring all the weapons up a bit in order to help with player power and people feel a bit more powerful. And that's the same idea with some of the gear changes we've made with the gear sets. A lot of the
Орла нерфить, а что там нерфить? Его бы бафнуть?
We've made some changes to them, not necessarily boosting the stats, but actually gonna try to make a bit more sense out of some of the mechanics and try to streamline them a bit. So in general, triggering their effects is gonna be, for some of them, easier, and the effects are going to be more powerful as well.
Great. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are talking about what happens with the M1A. It's one of those things that we always notice when there is an outlier like that and people have a lot of fun with it, is that maybe it's an indication that other weapons need to be more powerful to be fun. So it does highlight some things. Again, the
Ну, короче, да, подтянули все до уровня М1, классической.
Really one of the discussions we've had is the M1A is an indication of, you know, like where people find fun. And while the M1A was probably overtuned a bit,
ну, сказали, апнули почти все оружие. Конкретно это почти тоже надо читать. Если выложили, сейчас после стрима почитаем.
The idea was, let's try to bring all the guns up almost to the level where that was, and we bring that one down a bit, so we meet in the middle. But instead of just nerfing the M1A by, you know, a ridiculous amount, let's bring everything else up, so we at least try to give some of that fun and that satisfaction of doing.
Ну, короче, да, сказали, что
feels like a throwback.
Решили просто подтянуть все оружие до уровня М1.
That we had. Good times. I do have some other points in here. You mentioned the changes to the gear sets and those sorts of things. People will get some more details on those when the patch notes come out. Do you guys happen to know when the patch notes will be out?
А, не, патчноутов еще нету.
Or can people expect them
Ну-ка,
beforehand?
когда?
I do not. I think the guys are still working on them. I'm thinking. So they might be tweaking them and finalizing them. So if they're not out today, it's probably going to be Friday then.
Понятно. Скорее всего, в пятницу только патчноуты появятся. Печально.
Nikki, is that something that you can speak to?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. So for Legendary in particular now, there's another change coming for PTS Phase 2, but the change that we've done now is just increase the loot drop chance from veterans and elites. Of course, you have, like, Legendary is a bigger time investment, it's a bigger commitment, it's a higher.
Бафнули дроп в легендарных миссиях.
Loot frequency, how much do I even get for playing this? So by increasing the drop chance for veterans and elites, we're kind of addressing that. So you should be walking away with more stuff.
Конкретно шанс дропа апнули.
And we're still looking into for phase 2 to do a general pass on roles distribution across all difficulties. Actually.
Это только в первой фазе. Во второй фазе ПТС сказали, еще также подгонят и роллы на шмотках, которые будут падать. Причем для всех сложностей, не только для легендарной.
The biggest concerns or the biggest issues with purple loot was that containers didn't scale with their difficulty, and that was mostly notable in stuff that actually feels as a reward for playing.
Говорит, что типа контейнеры не были привязаны к сложности. На контрольных точках, на миссиях, ну, короче, везде. На контрольных точках удалили все контейнеры. И весь лут дополнительный, который вы с них получали, теперь он все заложили в этот желтый большой контейнер. А лут на миссиях поменяют только на второй фазе ПТС. Печально, но ладно.
Again, those are the things that we need, like, swathes of feedback on. So PvP players, please let us know how that feels to you, because I think a lot of it comes.
ТТК в PvP поменяли.
You'll see the patch notes, and that'll be one thing, but then we need to see a lot of data from people who are in there playing it. That'll be very interesting.
Yes.
We do have some other things to talk about today. And I want to move over to what's happening in... Look, Yannick has something to say. Go.
If I can say just on PvP, because I see the question
Please.
regarding time to kill. I mean, the general idea is to increase time to kill in PvP. So we want combat to last a bit longer. So there's a lot of changes, or there's a few changes that are coming in there that are related to
ПТС переводится как Public Test Server, то бишь тестовый сервер.
Great. All right, and again, please let us know how it feels, because that's very, very, very important feedback. Okay, so right now,
it means the time is longer.
Yes, exactly. The Hill League has gone live.
I mean, it takes longer to kill someone.
It's okay.
Just want to be clear, because it's not necessarily clear for everyone.
It's okay. I'm just showing some people some pictures of the Hill League stuff, which has gone live. And it started yesterday, and if you play it and complete it, there are league challenges to earn 10 rewards, and it'll run for 2 weeks. There also has been some changes to when the season ends. Yannick, what can you tell us about that?
Yes, we are, because we are doing a PTS.
По окончанию сезона сказали, какие-то награды получим. Ну-ка.
Want to extend the season, but is actually ongoing on the game right now a bit. So season 1 is going to last for 2 extra weeks. And what that means is that
Первый сезон продлится дополнительно 2 недели.
And to make it to if you haven't yet.
Great. I do want to, because I think I'm one of those people that reset certain parts of the manhunt. I just saw a question on Twitter. Yannick, do you happen to know the answer? You have to, if you do reset it, you have to complete it again before you can access everything, right? Everything needs to be unlocked before you can move on.
Nikki, I think, did you discuss it with Trick today? Because I'm, to be honest, I'm not 100% sure of how it actually behaves in the game, so I don't want to say a mistake.
Okay.
I don't want to say mistake either, so we should definitely check with Trick, but I know that he is addressing the situation where it should be accessible while it's not. So
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's interesting to know.
But I mean, yeah, what's clear is, you know, we've had some feedback on that, and a lot of people are not satisfied with the way it behaves. So that's something we need to address.
Okay.
So we agree with the feedback in the community here. It's just, yeah, I don't want to confirm something without having talked to Trick first, because that's his baby.
Great. In any case, there's 2 extra weeks, so almost 4 weeks from today. So there's a bit of time.
Я так понимаю, они решили продлить сезон, потому что говорили, что между сезонами будет неделя перерыва. И если учесть это, то, скорее всего, патч, получается, 10-й выйдет через сколько получается? 5 недель. Однако.
I mean, I can't get enough of it. It's 10 out of 10.
Ну, либо 4 недели. И просто дадут нам неделю чисто на адаптацию всех этих изменений. И потом откроют рейд и всю фигню. Ну, посмотрим.
But seriously, that is probably the best way to use your lockdown time right now, is to make a tactical corgi cosplay. And if you're not doing that, then what are you doing? We have another one here.
Так, ну я так понимаю, тут можно закрывать уже.
More digital painting. I've been seeing more of this in the community, and it's super, super cool. You're all badasses, and it's a.
Что я могу сказать? Ждем ПТСа. Блин, жалко патчнотов нет, я бы почитал с удовольствием.
That's really nice. But Frost Lamzon over on Twitter, please go over and throw a follow, and you'll see more cool stuff. Yeah. Let me just come back to us. Yannick and Nikki, do you have any things that have popped up that you want to clarify, or?
I don't know. I don't think we have time to go through all of the patch notes that I have left, but maybe I can cherry pick some.
Yeah, if you got some highlights, please. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like there's a bunch of stuff that is happening to loot in terms of named items, increased drop chances, targeted loot, stuff like that. You can read all of those details in the patch notes. But a big thing that we've done is pass on vendors. We did realize that those were not selling the best stuff. As you reach level 40,
Вендоров решили апнуть тоже.
While you were leveling up, but not so much in endgame. So what we've done to the vendors is just make sure they no longer sell purples at level 40. We increased the item power of all the items that they're selling for all of the vendors. Cassie was already a little bit higher than the other ones, and she still is, but everyone just got a bump. And we've added named items to all of the vendors.
Значит, у всех торговцев теперь добавили им именные шмотки. Теперь они не будут больше продавать фиолетовые шмотки, только желтые, и увеличили мощность этих шмоток тоже. То бишь роллы у них будут повыше. Кейси Мендоза еще круче будет шмот продавать.
Then you should have enough to buy these items. And of course, they're also on the Dark Zone vendors, so hopefully you'll have some use for farming those Dark Zone resources.
Тоже касается и продавцов в темной зоне.
And those do have the chance to sell the Dark Zone specific named items as well.
Cool.
И они также будут продавать именные предметы, которые специфичны для... которые только можно получить в темной зоне.
Yeah, just getting back to exotic caches and projects. we've added 2 projects, or actually overhauled one type of project and added.
Добавили 2
One that
новых
we've
проекта,
overhauled is the shade requisition projects that were kind
который
of
будет...
behind in World Tier 5, where you would donate crafting materials for a reward. So we've changed
А,
those to
который будет крафтовые материалы давать.
and they are also at level 40 now. So everybody should have them. And of course, we've upped the requirements on them because from daily to weekly, but it should be still pretty doable. But I'm very, very happy to hear feedback on that. And that project rewards you an exotic cash for the week.
О, а второй проект будет недельный, и за него будет получать этот экзотический контейнер.
And of course, that corresponds with all the legendary missions that we have now. So you'll have a mission that tells you to finish a specific legendary project for the week. That will also net you an exotic cash.
И еще один проект добавили для легендарных миссий, за прохождение которого тоже будут давать экзотический контейнер.
Because we don't want you to throw yourself at legendary, seeing that reward there. So the reward only becomes available after you've actually done it once, and then it's on a weekly cadence.
I mean, that is legit cool.
One thing that I just want to comment on quickly, because some people have been reacting to the fact that there's more sources for exotics, but therefore the exotics are not necessarily worth it, and not all of them especially. But that's, even though that's not going to be in PTS1, we're also having a pass on exotics with TU10. So expect some changes there as well, and hopefully they're going to be more desirable.
Great. Very cool. Any more highlights, Nikki?
Just one, I think. We've added the field proficiency cash back to when you've finished the season. So throughout season leveling, you will earn the rewards from the season. But after the season, you would only get the Shade Watch points. And we've added the field proficiency cash back there. So on each level up, it will basically be the same as it was in World Tier 5, where for each level up, you will still get a cash.
Great. Perfect. Very cool. Lots of good news. Just to reiterate, PTS is coming on Friday. If you own the game on PC, you can go into Uplay and check it out. I don't imagine if you own it through other launches. Yannick, do you know how it works with the Epic?
Да, 3 проекта, сказали, аж будет на экзотические контейнеры, недельные. Причем один из них можно будет получить только после выполнения предыдущего. Ну, что-то такое. Ну, такого в игре, блин, сильно не хватало, серьезно.
The PTS client, and you will be very, very appreciated if you give us feedback on the PTS. That'll be awesome.
Yes.
Starting on Friday. So this Friday in, 45 and a bit hours. Very, very soon. Okay. Anything else we want to get to?
Some people have been asking how long the PTS will last. That really depends. But so far we have 2 phases that are planned. We have the first one that starts on Friday, and we're already working on a second phase because we couldn't get all the changes we wanted ready for the first one. So we're planning for 2. And then we'll see, that will be very much dependent on the feedback and how many iterations.
На ПТС всего 2 фазы будет.
But at the moment we have 2 phases that are planned. So that's about.
Пока что запланировано только 2 фазы.
Cool. All right. So it's changeable. So we will see. But
it's gonna be
likely to.
That's how it should be. Depending on feedback and how much work is left.
Okay.
The duration may change.
All right. Perfect. Okay, I think that's going to cover everything for today, unless I'll give you one last chance to get a final word in. But I'm done. Nicky looks like he's done. Yannick looks like he hates life.
В общем-то, все.
I thought you were waving goodbye. All right, what do you got?
The elephant in the room, and also a bunch of questions in chat, is crafting.
I did see that.
We are looking at crafting. We want to raise both the minimum and maximum outcomes for crafting.
Также бафнут крафт.
Still needs to happen code-wise.
Меньше говна теперь будет крафтиться.
Right now,
Но это только на второй фазе.
On crafting,
There,
right?
there is a possibility for like
Okay.
one stat to be god rolled, but no, it's not currently not possible to get like a 3 god rolled item.
Okay.
And of course we want to.
Сейчас невозможно получить крафтовую вещь с годроллами.
The slot machine
Один
game,
только может прогнуть из 3.
that negates all of the other content. So we're
И
trying to
хотят увеличить
update
минимальное и
all the
максимальное
systems so that
значение
we
для
can
крафтовых
achieve
вещей.
that balance.
Good to know. All right. Well, then that will do it for me for today. It looks like Nikki's done. Looks like Yannick hates life. But Yannick, anything else?
Well, people have been asking me to blink, but I think they just missed it. I just blinked.
Oh wow. Great.
They just didn't. So you'll have to wait until next time then.
Так, уже сказали, что порежут, да ничего не сказали, вроде все
That's
бафают.
going to do it for us today. Today I have written myself a note to not forget to post or to show the division photos. Last time I completely lost it, and I'm very, very sorry to everyone that was included in it. We did tweet it out afterwards, but yes, my apologies. Today I will not forget. I promise. And I'm going to do it right now. Thanks everyone for tuning in to State of the Game 160.
Понятно, тут все. Так, что с эргономикой? Я не так понял, просто не стал уточнять. Поменяли все оружие, именно отдачу, кучность и все, короче, вот это вот именно у оружия. То бишь все, что относится к эргономичности оружия, вот это все поменяли. Сказали, ну там, плюс-минус. Что-то подправили. И, мол, в 10-м патче оружие будет немножко по-другому чувствоваться. Все, абсолютно все оружие. Тихо, пол игры нерфанут. Да, может быть и такое. Но это мы уже на ПТСе узнаем. Это все будет после ПТС. Это все будет на ПТС, и по результатам ПТС уже будут смотреть, что из этого пойдет в игру, что из этого надо будет переделать. Ну, из того, что я указал в заметках, в сути, да. Это все будет уже после ПТС. Что еще? Переделку оружия не записал. Сколько длится ПТС? ПТС длится обычно что-то в районе недели на фазу. Соответственно, если будет 2 фазы, то ПТС продлится примерно 2 недели. На ПТС рейда не будет, понятное дело, что не будет. Это как бы не обсуждается. Будет рейдовая экипировка, ее можно будет пощупать. Самого рейда не будет, это да. Так, давайте мы не будем перекидывать. Что бы включить такого? Джефферсон Плаза. Блин. Текс. Что еще хотел сказать? Рейд, говорили, за 2 недели до старта объявят. Ну, типа да, но уже объявили, что рейд выйдет с патчем 10.0, поэтому... Единственный вопрос... Ну, смотри, сказали, еще 2 недели продлится сезон. Division, алло, просыпаемся. Сезон должен был закончиться через 2 недели. Когда точно? Примерно 3-го, да, числа он должен был закончиться. Сейчас посмотрим. Соответственно, плюс еще 2 недели. То бишь патч выйдет примерно середина июня. 17 число плюс-минус. Так, а если ПТС начинается 22 в пятницу, допустим, 5 числа примерно он закроется. Пускай 7. Ну, в принципе, да, у них достаточно будет времени подправить, подготовить клиент. Да, примерно 17 числа выйдет патч 10.0. В конце июня. Ну, как я уже говорил на прошлом стриме, технически на Западе лето, то есть не лето, как это, сезоны года, меняются не 1 числа, как это у нас происходит, а где-то 21 или 23 числа, я точно не помню, что-то такое. И разрабы слезно обещали, что рейд будет весной. То бишь технически у них весна до 21 дня. И это, можно сказать, крайняя дата выхода патча. Я говорю, числа 17 они его должны выкатить. Что делать до 17 числа, неизвестно. Кроме ПТС, конечно. Так, сезон... сезон через неделю заканчивается. Ну, в смысле, да. И неделя глобальное событие, 2 недели, все правильно. Еще на 2 недели продлили. Не, ну, конечно, может быть такое, что они не уложатся в сроки. Мы, да, прекрасно знаем, что к чему и почему. Но будем надеяться, что все-таки уложатся. Так, что я еще не сказал? Насчет экзотики. Меня немножко насторожил тот факт, что сказали, что во 2 сезоне появятся 2 новые экзотики. И обе будут выпадать сезонно. Сезонного пропуска вот этого. Соответственно, они хотят сказать, что в рейд они экзотику новую не завезли, что ли? В рейде будут падать только эти комплектные шмотки? Ну, типа, странно. Насчет способов получения, например, уточняю. Великолепная, например, Леди Смерть или Буллет Кинг. Если сейчас их можно получить только... Буллет Кинг, получается, у нас убивается только с зэков. То бишь... Либо на Уолл-стрите у... Как его? Драгова. Либо... Томбы? Серьезно ли томбами называются? либо с Парнелла, короче, в этой миссии, то с патчем этот пулемет, кроме этих двух мест, можно будет получить везде. Везде, где падает экзотика, ее можно будет получить везде. Кроме, опять же, Орла, Толсторога и крафтовой экзотики, то бишь Немезиды, как его, Diamondback. Гремучник. Что у нас там еще крафтится? Да, по-моему, все. Так. Сезон. По проектам. Сказали, добавят один проект, который был раньше, для 30 уровня. Который давал ресурсы. Или не давал, наоборот, требовал ресурсы. Что-то такое. Но он будет не каждодневным, а недельным. И кроме этого добавят еще 2 там, или 3 проекта, точно не понял, которые будут давать именно конкретно контейнер экзотический. В PvP вот подняли ТТК. Я думаю, это и так очевидно, даже в заметки вносить не буду. Да, кстати, свобода, трещотка, тоже крафтовая. Гремучник не крафтится. Ну, гремучник не крафтится, но это технично квестовая пушка. Именно это имелось в виду, что для получения конкретного экзотического предмета тебе нужно пройти какую-то квестовую цепочку или какое-то что-то типа того. Все-таки гремучник к этим относится. Так как для его получения ты должен пройти Кенли колледж. И, собственно, после получения, опять же, этих шмоток, уже эти предметы, скажем так, можно будет получить, как собственно, сейчас. Если у тебя есть пистолет свободы, если ты сделал квест, ты его получил, у тебя есть чертеж, все, он может выпасть где угодно. А так они решили сделать с большинством, получается, экзотики. Так, торговцы. Эх, как со стримом игру таращит. Ну, кстати, у этого фиола нету. Ну, неважно. Сказали, у торговцев теперь фиола вообще не будет. Будет только 40-е шмотки, только желтые. И к ним еще добавят именные. То бишь, типа как вот эта винтовка. И роллы, сказали, тоже им то повысят. Хотя и так вроде неплохо. Ну, вот это, конечно, дерьмецо, да. Хотелось бы хотя бы, чтобы он вот здесь был. В этой комнате ни разу не была. Ну, клановая комната. Жаль, что орла вообще не перелет. Да нет, не жаль, как на меня. Это все-таки, ну, блин, должен смысл быть у рейда. Хоть какой-то. Ну, не пускают, потому что без клана, поэтому и не пускают. Ну, блин, не знаю, серьезно, если в рейд захотеть пройти, проблем с этим никаких. Потому что народ находится, просто заходишь в официальный дискордовский канал, и там народ находится просто на раз-два. Хм. Так, ну, в общем, я думаю, все. Все вроде рассказал. Опять же, ПТС я написал вечером, но не конкретное время говорили, то бишь вот сейчас. 6 часов вечера по местному у меня, 7 часов по Москве. Завтра можно будет скачать ПТС. Уже имеется? Ты, Андрюха, ты уже создал? Ну, кстати, да. Такая небольшая новость. Мы начали играть на плойке. От нечего делать. Возможно, даже в ближайшее время стримчанский запилю. Как меня мобы унижают с контроллера. Так, ну и, наверное, все. Всем спасибо за внимание. И пока.